Guys, now let's learn about sorting in Python. So in Python we have a built-in sorted function, and when we apply this function it gives a sorted list back, whether we apply this function on a list object or a tuple object or a string object, as this function is applicable to all the built-in sequences. So let's learn about this. So if you will see, so for now let me simplify it. For now let me remove this reverse function. So let's run this code. So do you see, it has returned a sorted list back, but it has returned, it has not changed the original list. So let me see. You see, our original list is the same. It is not sorted. But now let's say you want to sort your original list. So what you can do, you can write down the sorted function in this way, and you will see your now original list is sorted. Now, because this sorted function returns a new list, but now we have assigned this list to this li variable. So this li reference which was on this list object has changed to this new sorted li object. Now let's see what will happen when we apply the sorted function again on a tuple. Now again we got a sorted list back, but if this is a again a tuple, it will not change in a original tuple. So you need to do this way. So let's run the code. So now we have, now let's say you don't want to make a ascending sort, but instead you want to make a descending sort. So we have a argument that's the reverse, and let's make it this thing true, and let's run it. So now we got a list back, but this list is a what, is a descending sorted list. But do you see what has happened? What we are doing, it is returning that it has not made a change in a original list. Let me run the whole code, and let's see our original list, and you will find that our original list is still sorted with the ascending order, because this sorted function does not make change in the original sequence, whether it's a list, a string, or a tuple. Now let's do one thing. Let's apply the sorted function on a string object. So let's do one thing. Let's write down, let's say as object, and this as object is having, let's say this string wqae, and now let's apply this sorted function over here, and you will see what did we get back, a sorted list. But what will happen when you apply the sorted function on a sequence which is having a characters as well as integer numbers? So do you see, it has raised an error, because the sorted function will only be applicable to any sequence if the items in that sequence are comparable, and with this less than sign operator. So that means all of these items should be compared something like this, yeah, or something like this, yeah. But do you see what will happen if you compare with this with a number? It will raise an error, because that's how like inside the sorted function is utilizing this less than operator. And but what will happen if you will compare two strings? You see, it has returned true. So those you will see two strings are comparable. And how it is comparable? As per their ANSI character encoding, because eventually in a programming everything is a number. So with the odd function, you can see what is the number of any character, as A is associated with a 97 and B is associated with 98. That's the reason it is returning a true. So that's the reason when we apply this sorted function on this string, we got back a sorted list back. Now, when we have learned these things, now let's come to a bit difficult part, that how to make a customized sort. Now let's say I have this collector, so this list which contains different words. And if you will apply a normal sorted function as but on a as list, so what has happened? It has returned a new list, but this list is sorted as per the first character of each word. As David is associated with a character which is having the least number, so that's the reason David has come in the beginning. And if in case like this Sam and Shashank are two words which is having S in the beginning, so what will happen when they have the first word is the same word, so then it will check with the next character. So then checked with the A and H. So, but now I don't want to sort with this way. Instead, I want to sort this list as per the number of characters each word. So first write down a function. So let's say length function, length, but this function must take a single argument. Let's say arg, because what will happen? All of these items will be passed in this function, and then whatever this function will return, this list will be sorted as per those return values. So what we are returning, this len, and what this len function does, it gives the number of items available in any sequence. So when you apply this length function to these words, so when you apply this on a Sam, so what will happen? Yeah, sorry, I made a spelling mistake. Yeah, see the number of characters in the Sam, and when you apply the same thing on a Shank, so what will be get back? Number of character in Shashank. So now when we are writing down, let's say this sorted function over here again, let me go ahead and now let's provide that key argument and write down this function name, length, and let's run it. So do you see, now we got a sorted list back as per the number of characters of each word. So what it did, so let's understand in a bit depth. Yeah, so what happened over here, that function, that length function applied of on each item, and whatever the returned value became associated with the each item, and now each item will be sorted as per this returned value. So in these values, 3 is the lowest, so the first will come 3, and then again Raj is also having 3, so then Raj will come over here, and then we have a Peter with 5, so Peter will come over here, but Shashank is having greater than 5, so Shashank will not come over. First David will come over here, then Shashank will come because Shashank is having the highest value. Now in this way it will be sorted. That's the reason we got this sorted list back. And if in case you want to make a descending sort, just make a reverse equal to true. And over here you can write a single line lambda function also. So if you write a single line lambda function over here, so instead of length, so let's lambda, what we provide a lambda argument in this way, we can write down the same arg over here, and what we want, a length function of this arg, because this lambda function directly returns a value return, and you see what will happen, we will get the same result back, as this lambda function is doing exactly the same thing what this length function is doing over here. But we have a one more sort function also available, which is applicable only on a list object, not any other built-in sequence, because that is a list function. So let's see about the sort function, because that sort function is a bit different from this sorted function. So let me do one thing now. Let me create a new list over here and write down, let's say, few items. Let's say one, let's say 12, and let's say 33. Yeah. Now let's write down this list. Yeah, so this is the list. Now, do you see what will happen when you will apply a sorted function on this list? So do you see what's happened? It has returned a new list back, but our original list has not changed because it has not muted our original list. That list is the same. But let's say now we have this new list. Write down, let's say, few item over here. Yeah. And now when you apply that sort function, so that sort function is applied with this way, sort, and let's run it. So one thing you will see, when we have applied this sorted function, it has returned something. Whereas when you apply this sort function, it has not returned anything. It has returned none. Whereas sorted function has returned a new list. But our original list has now changed when we have applied this sort function. If you'll see, our original list has now sorted. So that's the one key difference. So what will happen? So let me write down, let's say, one more list over here. So if you will apply this sort function like this on a list object, so what will happen? What this L will get? Let's think about that. Let's print the value of L. So do you see now L is none? Because this sort function returns none. It mutates the original list. So that's the biggest difference of this sort function and this between that sorted function. So I hope you are getting that clarity. So thanks guys, and please don't forget to subscribe this channel. I'll try to upload at least 2 videos every week. So thanks a lot. Bye bye.